Good afternoon student, this is the lecture number 18 of unit number 5. Today we are going to study the tempering heat treatment process. Before going to tempering heat treatment process, we just revise the hardening process that we have studied in the last lecture. That hardening process is performed on such a steel component of which hardness we will have to increase, okay, such as tool steel, then razor blades, cutting tools, uh, of which the cutting ability we will have to increase by increasing the hardness. Okay. In hardening process, hypoeutectoid steel is heated above upper critical temperature and hypereutectoid steel is heated above lower critical temperature. Okay. And by rapid quenching we can increases the hardness of that particular component. Okay. Suppose we have used the rapid quenching in water, in that case we will obtain the martensite from austenite. Suppose we have used the oil as a rapid quenching medium, in that case we will obtain very fine perlite. Suppose we have used air, in that case we will obtain the fine perlite, and in case of the furnace we will get the coarse perlite. Okay. From the austenite, means depending upon the different cooling medium we will obtain the different output product such as a martensite, very fine perlite and coarse perlite. Okay. Now whatever the product we have obtained in case of the hardening heat treatment process, out of that fine perlite, very fine perlite and coarse perlite is of engineering application, but martensite is not of any engineering application. That is why we will have to perform the heat treatment, that is tempering on the martensite in order to make that martensite usable. Okay. So, that we will perform that what we can say that tempering process on the martensite. Here, if high carbon steel is quenched for hardening, it become extra hard. Means by using rapid quenching in the hardening process, whatever the steel we will obtain, that will become extra hard, brittle and has a unequal distribution of the internal stresses and strain, and hence unequal hardness and toughness in structure. That is why whatever the martensite toughest and hardest phase we will obtain in case of we have opted in case of the hardness, we will have to change into some other structure. That is why we will perform the tempering on the martensite, that martensite we have obtained in the hardening process. Okay. So, it is also mentioned here, if high carbon steel is quenched, whatever the high carbon steel we have quenched or what we can say that hardened, it become extra hard, extra brittle and has a unequal distribution of internal stresses and strain. Okay. So, such a hardened metal reduces the usability of the metal, that we have I have already told you. In case of the tempering, in case of tempering the steel after hardening, means we have already performed the hardening heat treatment on the high carbon steel. After that we will obtain the martensite, and in tempering that steel, means martensite steel is reheated to A1 temperature. Now, that A1 temperature means what? A1 temperature means that eutectoid temperature, means 727 degrees Celsius. A1 temperature means that martensite steel is reheated nearly equal to or below A1 temperature, that 727 degrees Celsius, and holding it at that temperature for 3 to 5 minutes. Okay. Depending upon the 1 mm thickness or 1 mm diameter. Suppose the specimen or component we have to perform, on which we will have to perform the tempering, it will be having 1 mm thickness or 1 mm diameter. In that case, that specimen is maintained at A1 temperature for 3 to 5 minutes. Depending upon the thickness, we will increase the timing. Okay. Then quenching in a molten salt bath having temperature in the range of 150 to 500 degrees Celsius. Now, whatever the component we have heated up to A1 temperature, and that temperature is maintained for 3 to 5 minutes depending upon the thickness. Then it will be quenched in a molten salt bath, and that molten salt bath is maintained at a 150 to 500 degrees Celsius. Okay. After tempering, the structure is changed into secondary structure like martensite, trusite and sorbide or spheroidized. Okay. So, are you getting it everyone? What we have done? We have first heated that specimen up to A1 temperature, that is eutectoid temperature, holding that temperature for 3 to 5 minutes. Then that specimen is quenched in a molten salt bath, and that molten salt bath is maintained at a 150 to 500 degrees Celsius. At that temperature, what we will obtain? We will obtain the three different phases, that is martensite, trusite, sorbite and spheroidite. Okay. And that will be shown over in the diagram. It is, see here, this is the normal steel of which we have what we have obtained from it. We have obtained or performed the hardening heat treatment on that steel, and that is why that austenite is transformed to martensite. After that, in the tempering process, we will obtain martensite, trusite, sorbite and spheroidite. Okay. And see here, also how the tempering process is performed, that will be explained here. In case of the after hardening, or what we can say that during the hardening process, austenite is transformed to martensite, that is hard and brittle phase. It is not of any use, that is why it is transformed to by using the tempering process, transformed to trusite, sorbite and spheroidite. Okay. That martensite is hard and brittle, but trusite, sorbite and spheroidite is a low, medium and high carbon, high tempering process, is it. In that case, we can observe that in the tempering process there are three intermediate tempering process, that is low temperature tempering, medium temperature tempering and high temperature tempering. That low temperature tempering is performed at a 250 degrees Celsius, it is shown over here. That medium temperature tempering is performed at a 350 degrees Celsius, it will be shown in between that eutectoid temperature and room temperature of the cementite. And high temperature tempering is at a 550 degrees Celsius. Okay. After cooling, we will obtain that trusite is the product of low temperature tempering, sorbite is the product of medium temperature tempering and spheroidite is the product of high temperature tempering. Okay. That all the trusite and sorbite have is the tough and ductility, have high ductility. Okay. Now, these are the different structure we will obtain after tempering process, which we will be perform on the martensite, and that martensite is obtained from the hardening process. Okay. Now, here we can study what are the different tempering process. Depending upon the temperature of reheat, the tempering process is classified into three types. Okay. Low temperature tempering, medium temperature tempering and high temperature tempering. In low temperature tempering, it is performed at 150 to 250 degrees Celsius and quench in a oil, and it will gives us a microstructure, that is martensite. Okay. And which increases the brittleness of the structure, which is represented by diagram here A. Okay. And that low temperature tempering is performed on the cutting tools of the carbon steel. Then next is a medium temperature tempering. In medium temperature tempering, the hardened steel part are required tempering are heated in the temperature range of 350 to 450 degrees Celsius. Okay, that is nothing but the medium temperature tempering. And after performing the medium temperature tempering on the martensite, we will obtain the trusite structure, which is another constituent of the steel, and that medium temperature tempering is performed on the medium carbon steel spring, hammer and chisels. Okay. These are the examples on which the medium temperature tempering is performed. Then next is high temperature tempering, that hardened steel parts requiring tempering are heated in the temperature range of 550 to 650 degrees Celsius. Okay, means that high temperature tempering is performed at 550 to 650 degrees Celsius, and this process gives sorbite structure which is produced by the transformation of a tempered martensite. Means after performing the tempering, that high temperature tempering, that martensite is transformed to sorbite. And on which type of component that high temperature tempering is performed? On the connecting rod, shaft, gear. Means these are the component of the IC engine. Means on the component of the IC engine that high temperature tempering is performed. It has a good strength and is practically a perlite. Means whatever the product obtained, that is sorbite, which has a good strength and is practically a perlite in nature or perlite in structure, okay, which is represented by diagram C. Okay, this is nothing but the tempering process. Now again we will repeat why we perform the tempering, or what is the need of, or what is the purpose of performing the tempering on the martensite. That martensite is obtained in the hardening process. Martensite is obtained in the hardening process from the austenite, okay, and by rapid quenching in a water. Other component also we will obtain, but whatever the other component, that is fine perlite, very fine perlite and coarse perlite, that are of usable, but that hard and brittle phase martensite is not of in use, which is obtained in the hardening process. Okay, so that's why that martensite is treated in the tempering process, and from that martensite we can obtain the sorbite, trusite and spirodite. Okay, because that sorbite, spirodite and trusite has a ductility, malleability and strength. That component are of engineering, have some engineering applications, or are of usable form. That is why we have performed the tempering process on the martensite. And the tempering process are again classified into three types: low temperature tempering, medium temperature tempering and high temperature tempering. Okay. In low temperature tempering is performed at 250 to 350 degrees Celsius, medium temperature tempering performed at 350 to 450 or 500 degrees Celsius, high temperature tempering is performed at 650 degrees Celsius. Okay. Now the product of that low temperature tempering is martensite or trusite, then sorbite and spirodite. Okay, these are the product of the low, medium and high temperature tempering respectively. That high temperature tempering is performed on the internal combustion engine part, that is such as a connecting rod, shaft, gear. Okay, that medium temperature tempering is performed on the spring, hammer and chisels, and low temperature tempering is performed on the carbon tools, carbon cutting tools. Okay. So this is nothing but the tempering process. The question may be asked, what is tempering process and what are the different types of tempering processes, or what we can say that the tempering, how the tempering is classified. Okay. So next process we will have to study, that is Aus tempering process. In Aus tempering process, the steel is heated above the transformation range. Now what is known as the transformation range? The temperature at which the austenite is transformed to some other form. Suppose we are cooling, then the transformation temperature will be 727 degrees Celsius, that is eutectoid temperature is known as the transformation temperature. At that temperature, while cooling from higher temperature to room temperature at 727 degrees Celsius, austenite is transformed to perlite and alpha ferrite. Okay, that's why it is known as the transformation range. Steel is heated above the transformation range, then suddenly quench in a molten salt bath at a temperature of 200 to 450 degrees Celsius. Means whatever the steel on which we will have to perform the Oss tempering heat treatment. That steel is heated above the transformation range, means above 27 degrees Celsius. Then suddenly we will have to quench that all the specimen into molten salt bath, which is maintained at a 200 to 450 degrees Celsius. Okay. Then the pieces is held at that temperature until the outside temperature are equalized. Means what? That molten salt bath, or indirectly the whatever the specimens we have dip into the molten salt bath, that will be kept until and unless the outside temperature of the molten salt bath and inside temperature of the molten salt bath will be equalized, means equal. The part is then reheated. Whatever the parts will be equalized at a molten salt bath, that will be reheated and cooled at a moderate rate. Means what? I will repeat once. The steel is heated above the transformation range. Now, I have already told you transformation range means what? The temperature at which the austenite is transformed to alpha ferrite and perlite. Okay? That is 727, means steel is heated above 727 degrees Celsius, then suddenly quenched in a molten salt bath, and that molten salt bath is maintained at a temperature of 200 to 450 degrees Celsius. Okay? Then whatever the specimens we have dipped into molten salt bath, which is initially at 200 to 450 degrees Celsius, we will have to maintain that specimen at that at a temperature, means uh, for a certain period of time, until and unless the outside temperature of the molten salt bath and inside temperature of the molten salt bath will become equalized. Then that specimen are again or reheated up to the transformation range and cooled at a moderate rate to room temperature. Okay. The Oss tempering produce fine bainite structure in steel, but minimum distortion and residual stresses are there. Okay. After that process, what will happen? We will obtain the fine bainite. Okay. Fine bainite structure in the steel, and which has a certain distortion and residual stresses. Okay. The Oss tempering is mainly used tempering for aircraft engine parts, means aircraft engine component जे आहेत त्याचे जे component आहेत त्यावर basically the Oss tempering process perform केली जाते. What are the different advantages of the Oss tempering process? The advantages of the Oss tempering process: quenching cracks are avoided, means whatever the cracks formed during the hardening process, that will be avoided in the Oss tempering process. Distortion also avoided, means whatever the shape change or distortion occur in case of the hardening process, that will be avoided in the Oss tempering process, and uniform microstructure is obtained than the other process, means whatever the uniform structure we will obtain in case of the Oss tempering process, that will be somewhat more uniform than the other process. Then mechanical properties of the bainite are superior to conventional hardening microstructure. Okay, means whatever the structure we have obtained, that is bainite, and the mechanical properties of the bainite is superior to the other hardening processes. Okay. Now, there are certain limitations to the Oss tempering process. First limitation is the process is very costly, and as it is a time consuming. We know that first we have heated that steel specimen up to transformation range, that is 727. Then that all the specimens are dipped into molten salt bath, which is maintained at a 200 to 450 degrees Celsius. Again we will have to maintain that, means that specimens are kept into the molten salt bath until the outside temperature and inside temperature of the molten salt bath will become equalized. Then again reheat that specimen to austenite, means what we can say that transformation range, and room cool to the room temperature, means there is a certain large amount of electricity is required, certain more time consuming process is there. That is why the cost also increases, because very skilled labors are required for performing that Oss tempering process. That is why it is a time consuming as well as the costlier process. Okay. So, this is nothing but the Oss tempering process. and basically that Austemperring process is used for heat treatment, performing the heat treatment on the aircraft engine parts. So this is nothing but the Austemperring process. Okay. Next we will have to study the mar tempering, maraging and different quenching medium. Okay. Then patenting and Germany and quench test. Now there are 4 to 5 topics are remain in the this heat treatment unit, that is unit number 5, that we will cover in the next lecture. Okay. So till now we have studied the different purposes of heat treatment process, then principle of heat treatment process, classification of heat treatment process. In the classification we have studied aniline, stress relief aniline process, aniline spheroidizing aniline and full aniline process, normalizing hardening and tempering up to tempering, that is fourth process we have studied. Then next mar tempering, os tempering also we have completed. Then mar tempering and maraging, these two processes and different quenching medium and Jomini and quench test, means how the hardness of the material we can identify, that we will have to study. Okay. So this is the important topic exam point of view that we will have to study. Okay. So in the ion carbon equilibrium diagram we have already studied how the percentage of carbon increases from 0.008% up to 2%. In that case the hardness of the steel also increases. Suppose uh, any steel containing the carbon percent at is 0.008 to 2%. In that case, as soon as the percentage of carbon increases, the machinability decreases, weldability that decreases, ductility decreases, then malleability decreases, hardness increases, brittleness increases. Okay. Means that carbon is the most toughest and hardest phase of the steel. As the percentage of carbon increases, the weldability, machinability, ductility, malleability, that all the properties are decreases, but hardness, toughness increases. Okay. So this is nothing but the increase in the percentage of carbon. And why we study all the heat treatment process at a eutectoid temperature, or we can say that the transformation temperature or a lower critical temperature, because above that 727 degrees Celsius, whatever the steel we have studied on ion carbon equilibrium diagram, that we will observe in a liquid form or start to form the liquid. And that's why it is impossible to perform the heat treatment on the liquid. That's why in the definition itself we have studied that heat treatment process, an operation or a combination of operation involving heating and cooling of a steel or metal or oil only in a solid state. Okay. So that's why all the heat treatment processes we have studied at a eutectoid temperature, that is 727 degrees Celsius only. This is the important ion carbon equilibrium diagram. With the help of that we can study all the heat treatment processes. Okay. In the next lecture we will study the maraging, then mar tempering, maraging, quenching medium and patenting and Jomini and quench. Okay, these are the different. Jomini and quench is nothing but the he has discovered one apparatus, that is Brinell hardness tester. Okay, suppose we are interested to measure the hardness of any component, it will be measured with the help of Brinell hardness tester. It is the instrument discovered by the scientist, his name is Jomini. Okay, on behalf of his work the name is given, that is Jomini and quench tester. Okay. So that we will see in the next lecture.